The Chancellor's been elaborating on a plot by the Jedi to overthrow the Senate.
The remaining Jedi will be hunted down and defeated.
The way the masses are so easily manipulated by influencer marketing campaigns nowadays is actually becoming pretty concerning. In the 2010s, social media marketing really skyrocketed as a lot of companies noticed the chokehold that internet personalities have on society. Over the past decade, companies have moved further and further away from traditional marketing tactics like cable TV commercials, for example, because now they're basically like, wait, why would we pay thousands or even millions of dollars on making this commercial when we can just pay a YouTuber or Instagrammer or TikToker a couple $100 to just tell their diehard fan base, our product is the best product in the world, nothing can ever come close to it, even if it's a complete 100% lie. And companies also send products to creators without paying them a dime if they don't have a lot of followers, and still make them say the same lies. Of course, not all products marketed through social media are terrible garbage, but sadly today we see so many companies using influencer marketing to make billions of dollars off of trash products. And it's so easy to just make a terrible product and make billions of dollars off of it if you promote it through TikTok influencers. Also, a lot of companies that extremely hone in on TikTok marketing seem to gather up every single psychological manipulation marketing tactic in the book and combine all of them into millions of TikTok influencer ads that become completely inescapable on the platform and bank on the millions of viewers seeing these ads being gullible and easily manipulated. So many companies right now are finding ways to mass produce cheap products, slapping light pink aesthetically pleasing packaging onto them, and getting all the TikTokers who drink iced matcha, do Pilates, and wear Van Cleef to market them. And with this business model, people are becoming billionaires in less than 10 years. But a really essential part of the business model is also lying, scamming, and seemingly having no conscience or moral compass whatsoever. If you saw my videos on Crumbl Cookie, Erewhon, and Lemmy Gummies, this is all probably ringing a bell. Crumbl, Erewhon, and all these companies have rightly been dragged all over the internet in the past few months as people have started to see through all their lies and see how bad their practices are and have alerted the masses to stay away from them. But when these companies face all this internet outrage, they do what they do best and use influencer marketing campaigns to do a ton of damage control and try to completely change the narrative around their brands. And this is exactly what we're seeing Crumbl Cookie do right now with their new Kourtney Kardashian collab. And it's really ironic that I just did a video about Kourtney Kardashian's Lemmy supplement brand and all the hypocrisy and craziness with that. And then now she's on the front lines trying to help Crumbl Cookie get uncanceled. Before we get into Crumbl Cookie's newest attempt to stay on top and manipulate the minds of the masses, please leave a like on the video, comment below how you feel about all this intense influencer marketing nowadays, and please subscribe to join the community and help us get one step closer on the road to 20,000 subscribers. And thank you guys so much for always tuning into my videos and for all your kind comments and amazing support. And now back to all the Crumbl Cookie damage control. If you have no idea why so many people have beef with Crumbl and why they're even trying to dig themselves out of a huge hole in the first place, I'll briefly recap what I talked about in my Crumbl Cookie video. 1. Crumbl makes cookies with up to 1,200 calories in just one cookie. 2. Crumbl is insanely expensive for absolutely no reason. 3 is they tried a marketing tactic where they would advertise their cookies by 1/4 of a serving to trick people into thinking that the cookies are way less calories than they actually are. It's kind of like if Dunkin' Donuts was like, try our new donut flavor, it's only 200 calories. And then if you read the fine print, it's like, oh wait, it's actually 800 calories. They're only talking about 1/4 of the donut. Number 4 is that according to a majority of people, Crumbl Cookie tastes absolutely terrible. And an overwhelming majority of you guys in my Crumbl Cookie video agreed with this and said that they're absolutely disgusting. And said that you tried them once and you will never ever try them ever again. And someone in my last video said that Crumbl Cookie tastes like cabinet doors, and a lot of you guys vouch for that.
It's gross. $75 for 5. That is disgusting.
Crumbl Cookies of the week. Oh, the smell.
First of all, Crumbl cookies taste like cabinet doors.
The founder of Crumbl Cookie just commented on my video saying he secretly eats the whole box after filming. Wait, that video was last night, okay? It's the next morning. So let's go look at the cookies that I supposedly ate. As you can see, I left them out here and I even wrote down for the people, this is garbage, thank you. And as you can tell, Did not eat them.
Number 5 is the entire company is essentially a calculated get-rich-quick scheme. It's not like it was like a small family bakery or anything that beat the odds and made it big across the country. It was actually planned from the jump to make trash, cheap cookies that look extremely Instagrammable and aesthetically pleasing and TikTokable that can be in influencer ads where the influencers are saying that these new weekly cookie lineups are the most delicious, heavenly, life-changing cookies that they've ever tried, and then it will just make a ton of people buy the cookies. And I'll get into why right now. Their tactic is actually having a disgusting item, and they actually want everybody to say that it's disgusting so that people will go and try it and see if it's gross. And it's a very, very calculated marketing campaign about why they are okay with it being gross. But my personal beef with Crumbl is my exact same beef with Alani Nu, which is that their main marketing strategy is having this fantasy land where fit Pilates model-esque influencers eat this junk food on a daily basis and maintain that it girl lifestyle that they promote. But we all know that there's absolutely no way that these influencers are eating a box that equals 6,000 calories on a weekly basis. And unless influencers are okay with constant heart palpitations, they're not drinking Alani Nu either. The way that Crumbl Cookie has been able to make it to the top so quickly is that their brand is that people that look like models try the Crumbl Cookies of the week. And then they actually got a ton of backlash for this because all their reposts on their TikTok page looked very uniform, like they only wanted that one look. Kind of like Lululemon and Abercrombie and Fitch when they're like, we only want a certain type of person wearing our clothes. It's pretty much like that. But they have changed that, but it was all because they got called out. But through all this influencer marketing, Crumbl Cookie has definitely successfully aligned their junk food cookies with health and fitness. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with eating baked goods, cookies, or anything like that. But the funny thing about Crumbl Cookie is that they are actually way more dense and unhealthy than other regular cookies. And then they still have managed to align themselves with this like fit girl lifestyle. What Crumbl has successfully managed to do with their brand would be no different than if Cheetos successfully align themselves with healthy Pilates girls. Like every single Pilates girl has to eat a Cheeto before they step into that studio. And Crumbl Cookie's most recent marketing tactic on TikTok has really honed in on the strategy of aligning themselves with it girls and health and fitness. And it's honestly pretty sad to see how younger generations are so easily manipulated by influencer marketing. One, because Crumbl Cookies are obviously not made out of spinach or anything, but they're still able to align themselves with health. And then another example is how Alani is so terrible for you, and a lot of people say that it's even worse for you than drinking Red Bull, but then it says like 0 sugar, 0 calories, B vitamins. And then I talked about in my video how the sugar-free ingredients are not actually good for you either, and because a lot of the ingredients in Alani are caffeine amplifiers, then it can have even worse heart effects on you than Red Bull and everything. But then Alani literally has influencer marketing campaigns that say heart attack season. So they're literally taking the fact that people say, oh yeah, Alani gives you a heart attack, and using that as a marketing strategy. Like, we're it girls, we don't care if we're gonna have heart attacks. Live fast, die young, hashtag Alani. Honestly, the stuff that Alani does makes Crumbl Cookie not even look as bad. But Crumbl Cookie's newest campaign is still insane. So let's get into that. Apparently Crumbl has gotten tired of their tactic where they'll pretend that Pilates girlies eat 6 packs of Crumbls and then the cookies just disappear and vanish and don't affect their bodies. So now they have a new strategy. A few days ago, Crumbl launched their newest celebrity collaboration, and this has 100% solidified my accusation of them aligning themselves with health and fitness. This particular celebrity collaboration just shows how Crumbl is definitely paying like their advertisers millions of dollars to come up with these evil tactics and insane manipulation. And I don't even know how they conjured up the most effective damage control that I've ever seen in my life. So as I said, the main critiques of Crumbl were that they were taking a population in America that already is facing obesity and everything and just using that to get on top and make money. Oh yeah, we'll show these skinny girls eating the cookies, but you can buy the cookies and we'll trick you into eating a 1,000-calorie cookie, all that. And then the narrative started to be like, okay, maybe we shouldn't be eating Crumbl because they're so unhealthy. Too many people were starting to see through what they were doing with the whole Pilates girl thing. So now if I asked you, what celebrity influencer family has the biggest chokehold on the United States? If you said the Kardashians, 20 points. Now, which Kardashian sister is a known health fanatic, extremely into clean eating, healthy eating, gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, air-free, sun-free, literally everything free? Yep. 1 million points if you guessed Kourtney Kardashian.
Especially like I have 3 young kids. I just never made it a priority, and now like it just makes me feel so much better, like mentally, physically, just to really take that time. I'm like, I know for my body, like I need 4 to 5 days a week, like of working out. And Chloe and I really push each other to do that. And I think like what you put in your body, like with food and how much water you drink, and I love to drink coconut water, like different things. I think it's like just as important what you put inside as like what you put on your skin. So right this second, we're doing gluten-free, dairy-free, which is so hard, but me and my kids.
Dairy's in everything.
Everything, and so's gluten. It's so hard. So we're doing like 6 weeks. This doctor that we've been seeing, and then like he checks you after and says like, okay, you could do this or that. So you're not supposed to eat processed foods in general.
So is this cookie processed? Yes.
Yes.
Right?
Does Nilla's come from a farm? No, we shouldn't be eating it.
For example, there is great almond milks that exist in life.
Chocolate
Why?
almond milk.
Have your chef make almond milk fresh once a week.
She made me make it.
No, they put them in the Vitamix and they make vanilla. It's fresh and it's all like organic almonds and stuff.
Sometimes preservatives taste just that much better, though. What are all these cute cookies? Were these from you?
No, and they're nasty. It's probably because they have no flour, no sugar, no gluten. It's just cardboard.
No sugar.
Oh,
So
okay.
they don't have either of those.
No. Well, they have backpacks. You can put your name on one. No sugar added.
My kids eat at home really healthy, really, really healthy. And the one day they want a Candyland birthday party and you're saying they can't have sugar.
I called Sharon to follow up with some stuff for the party, and she tells me that Kourtney doesn't want candy. What a buzzkill if you're a kid and you think you're going to a Candyland themed party and there's just decorations everywhere in the Candyland floor, but there's no candy.
I'm not saying
letting
they
her
can't have
have candy.
treats. Did I ever say they cannot have treats? There's no reason that you can't have the theme of the party and have treats that are...
It's Candyland.
There's candies that are not disgusting and filled with chemicals.
Show me some.
I'll show you some.
Show me.
I will show you some. Do you want me to make you a collage or a poster board?
I do.
Within the past 72 hours, Crumbl has plastered their new Kourtney Kardashian gluten-free, sugar-free, everything-free, flourless cake all over TikTok. You cannot escape this thing on TikTok right now. And this is definitely one of the most calculated PR stunts I've ever seen in my life. And when I made my Crumbl cookie video and found out that there's absolutely no gluten-free options at Crumbl, I knew that they were gonna come out with this crazy big showstopper gluten-free item eventually, because if they really want the matcha drinking Pilates girls to really love them, then they're definitely gonna have to offer a gluten-free item. Honestly, I'm surprised that it even took them this long, but this is crazy.
Hi everyone, my name is Mackenzie and I work here on the research and development team at Crumbl headquarters. We are so excited to announce that we have carefully crafted our first ever flourless cake. But please know, due to our open kitchen concept, we can't guarantee a 100% gluten-free environment. We hope you get your hands on this dessert.
Did you know Kourtney has her own dessert at Crumbl this week? What? Yeah, it's Crumbl's first ever gluten-friendly dessert, and it's a chocolate cake. A, B, C, D, F, G. I have to go. Do it, do it. You can never find somebody do it like me. I'ma turn it all the way up cause it's kamikaze. Go ahead and try, baby.
Everyone trying this flourless cake on TikTok right now is saying that it's the absolute most disgusting item that they've ever tasted in their lives. They're spitting it out, they're throwing it, they're like crashing out, they're going ballistic if they try this cake.
Somebody call Kourtney. Somebody call Kourtney. I need some water. Apparently, Kourtney wanted the healthiest cookie. She wanted it egg-free, gluten-free, dairy-free, oyster-free, vegan-free, seafood-free. Let's give it a shot. They're calling it Kourtney's flourless chocolate cake. The texture seems so weird. What the helly? What the helly, Kourtney? What the helly, Kourtney cake? There is no way in HELL you eat this cake. There's no way. Courtney.
No comment.
But this is actually the marketing tactic. And yes, it is part of it that, oh yeah, let's go to Crumbl and buy it and see if it's that gross. Yes, that will make the money, but that's actually not the big showstopper that they're trying to do damage control with. The main point of all this from Crumbl is that the people on TikTok who are saying that the cake is delicious and not gross at all and saying that everyone's spitting it out, then they're not mindful or demure. Are TikTokers who are extremely into healthy and clean eating. And they're not even aligned with Crumbl. They're just like known like clean eaters and healthy eater TikTokers.
There is no way Kourtney Kardashian's Crumbl dessert is as bad as you guys are saying it is. I used to have a wheat, egg, and dairy-free cookie company like 25 years ago. Wow. Long before it was cool. And so I like that kind of food. I'm in a hotel room and I didn't even want dessert because I'm a dumpster, but I said, for the people, I'll Crumbl for you. All right. You guys are so dramatic. I cannot believe it's as bad as you're saying. I really don't think it is. I think it's like a scam. Okay. Ready? It's not as bad as people are saying. I knew it wasn't going to be. It's not dirt. I like it. I like healthy desserts like this. Like, it tastes like dark chocolate. I like it. I swear on everything I hope to be. Would have been a better video if I spit it out. I like it. I like it. Sorry. I'm going to tell you exactly what this tastes like. You can taste subtle chocolate. It's dark chocolate, but it's not bitter. You can taste egg, and it has the texture of a flourless chocolate cake. It does not have the texture of what I imagine dirt to be, because dirt would be like granular. This is smooth. It has the texture of a flourless chocolate cake, and if you've ever had a flourless chocolate cake, you taste a little egg in there, and you taste the chocolate, and it's like a little bit like smooth because it doesn't have the gluten, which is that sort of aspect that like bounces back in a bagel or in a cookie, and that's why it's more dense. I actually like it. I think everyone was really dramatic. That's the honest truth. I went back in today because I was like, what? Maybe I was trying to be anti or something. You know what I mean? I was second guessing myself, which I don't normally do. I like it. Like, I keep going back and taking little bites of it because it's very rich and sweet. And I don't need to eat this whole thing, but I like it. It's not gone out of here, and you know I would throw it in the garbage. And the way that souffle has that, you could taste egg on the back. That's the taste. Chocolate souffle is not particularly sweet. It tastes like eggy and chocolatey. This doesn't have the texture of chocolate souffle, but it kind of has a little bit of the taste of it, where it's not like overly sweet. So yeah, such drama.
And this is why Crumbl Cookie is an evil genius of a company. In only 72 hours, the narrative around Crumbl on TikTok has gone from nasty, junky, scammy, cabinet door cookie company to, if you do not like Kourtney Kardashian's Crumbl Cookie, you are a big back who has never tasted a healthy item in your life. You've never picked up a fresh vegetable. You've never picked up an apple, and you need to go on a diet. And then there's this whole thing on TikTok attacking people who don't like the cake. And even though it's only one item, the sheer amount of videos on TikTok talking about this is why only one item out of hundreds of other items on the menu can change the narrative. They're basically like, okay, completely forget about the 1,200 calorie Jimmy Fallon collab that got us canceled. Look at our healthy, gluten-free, sugar-free, dairy-free Kourtney Kardashian collab.
At this point, you guys have made fun of this cake so badly that even the CEO of Crumbl Cookie had to come on here to eat Kourtney's freaking flourless chocolate cake.
We've seen all the comments on the social medias You either love this bad boy or you're not a fan. Come up close. We're gonna show you what this looks like. A little bit more dense. So fudgy. It's almost like brownie, but nice and moist and soft. And you get a little hint of honey, but mainly chocolate, and it's that darker chocolate like Amy described. So if you want something special, come see us on this special Kardashian-Jenner collaboration and let us know what you think.
Girlies, grab it on the way to Pilates, come on. And you cannot even believe my shock and awe when I read the comments that are being left under people's videos that don't like the cake. And shout out to my husband, aka Bills YT. He's the one who sent me the video of the flourless cake when it started going insane all over TikTok 3 days ago. And I'm not gonna show the crazy, wild, disrespectful comments, but here are some of the more tame comments, but they're still really showcasing the new narrative around Crumbl cookie. Here's some of the comments. What I'm seeing is if you eat very healthy and tend to have healthy desserts, then you'll like it. If you don't eat healthy really and you love sweets, then you'll hate it. That's all. Honestly, people are only complaining about this flavor because it doesn't contain sugar. And the United States palate is so addicted to sugar that when it tastes something without sugar, it's horrified. And no hate to these commenters or anything, but like Crumbl is actually insane because they are the ones who capitalized on the fact that the United States palate is addicted to sugar and literally made the most unhealthy baked goods known to the United States and made them the most popular cookies and rose to the top in only 8 years because of how much sugar they packed in. And now all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, people in the United States, they just don't even know a vegetable if it slapped them in the face. And then someone else wrote, I'm confused. Is it Americans discovering a chocolate cake without too much sugar, or is it really this bad? People who eat sugar and people who don't eat sugar experience completely different things. Y'all are playing too much. This was my favorite Crumbl, and plus it's the only one that never hurt my stomach. It isn't really bad. It's just not that sweet compared to the other cookies. These diabetes lover people are so dramatic. No way, like, okay, that was disrespectful. I said that these comments were disrespectful. That's crazy. I actually like it, but I don't eat sugar, gluten, or grains. It's one of the best commercial flourless cakes I've ever tried. And I've tried a lot. It's not grainy like others, but it is bitter. And keep in mind, it's dark chocolate, so that's why it's bitter. Vegan things are delicious. Food without animal-based products just tastes different than what most people are used to. No sugar, no flour, fat-free, gluten-free, and it's dark chocolate. How do y'all think it tastes? I bet it tastes like those 90% dark chocolates. Obviously, people who like extremely sweet things will not like it. So after all these comments, we can really see the narrative that Crumbl cookie is building. And I wouldn't be surprised if they actually go even further with this entire narrative and save themselves from cancellation by adding more and more gluten-free, sugar-free, dairy-free, fat-free, flour-free, everything options to the menu. That would actually make sense for them because they rose to the top and made billions off of an obvious business model to capitalize on the fact that Americans love sugar. It's basically like if you go to America and you're like, what if I just make a new McDonald's and then just do what McDonald's did and spread all over the world and make trillions of dollars. Crumbl is actually only in the United States and Canada, and the reason for this is something I talked about in my last video, which is Crumbl contains ingredients that are actually banned in a lot of European countries, and that is a big reason why they can't branch out. Probably they're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna have all these little Kourtney Kardashian items and then we're gonna branch out into the UK and the rest will be history and we'll make more money than ever. And it's just crazy to me how I know for a fact that the Crumbl marketing team is probably just watching all of these comment wars and conversations around, if you're not healthy, you don't like Crumbl cookie. And they're like, we really played the long con. We aligned ourselves with health and fitness subtly for years. And now we go in for the kill and actually release a Kourtney Kardashian item. And because of the sheer amount of influencer ads, there'll be so many ads flooding up people's screens that they won't even remember our cancellation, because we'll post more ads than videos about our cancellation. Because the amount of influencers loving us will completely overtake the amount of people talking against us. But I would just really stress the fact that none of us should be going to Crumbl and trying the cake to see if it's actually as gross and nasty as everyone says it is. And we should not be trying it to see if it's delicious if we have a palate that can tolerate bitterness or all these free things. Personally, I will never be trying it, and I will not be giving a dime to a business that would never even have made it out of Utah without Batman villain levels of psychological manipulation tactics. And the people that are saying like, oh yeah, I'm used to all these gluten-free, sugar-free, dairy-free desserts, so I like it. I understand it because my mom has made a ton of those desserts. I understand why people are like, oh yeah, this tastes like dirt, because it's like, it's not going to taste like a regular brownie. You could literally just make all these things at home and save yourself from this crazy company. But I want to know what you guys think about all of this new Crumbl cookie madness. So let me know in the comments below, and please leave a like on the video and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And there'll be a lot more videos like this coming very soon. And thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye guys.